Hello YouTube, as promised I'm back with some more Through the Ages, but not just any more Through the Ages. The new expansion, New Leaders and Wonders, has dropped, and there are now new options to play. It adds, as the name implies, new Leaders and Wonders, but it also rebalances some base cards that were just a lot stronger or weaker than the competition. Adds some new stuff in the politics deck, and it changes it adds a couple of like existing tech cards, one more copy of those cards. So a lot of changes. I agree with all of them. I'm not going to go over each one of them in detail, but I would never play original. I would always do at least base. But of course, the new stuff is what's cool. So random mix is kind of what they're recommending as the way to play Through the Ages now, where you get a mix of leaders and wonders from the pool of both, and you know, start of the game, what that pool is. Right, so then each game kind of has its own meta, and you don't have the static valuations like you did before when you knew everything was coming out, modulo a couple of Age A's that may or may not make it. But I know a lot of people just want to see the new stuff, especially maybe you're on the fence, you're not sure you want to buy this or not. So here's kind of my compromise. This just came out yesterday. I've played about 6 or so games of the expansion-only version, and I'm going to play that now. I know pretty much what all this stuff does. I should be able to do at least an okay job of valuation. Random mix intrigues me a lot more, but I'm going to kind of wait on a random mix video until I've played enough that I actually understand like how much I should change my valuation based on a given pool. So that's my justification why I'm playing expansion and not random mix. I think this probably will end up being a lot more fun, but I just wanted to show you guys the new stuff, so I just had to learn all the new stuff as fast as I could. For those people who are thinking, well, it's the weekend is coming up, do I want to buy Through the Ages, New Leaders and Wonders, or do I not want to? Which, spoiler alert, yes you do. But let's get started. Playing on Digital 3, I think this is kind of the best way to play now. I've changed my mind from, I think my last video was 4 and Classic, but I just like how much faster the game goes. I don't want to sit and like click on each one and show it off. I kind of want to show off what they are organically, but of course in AJ you kind of have to sit and click. So Confucius, I don't know, I don't see the appeal of him. He's like a science guy like Aristotle, and then you can kind of like seed events as these special everyone gains a science events. But it's just kind of like, he can't really go off in the same way Aristotle does, right? You can only play one event a turn. So you can't have this whole point of, what if I snowball, get tech, play tech to get more tech to play tech? I don't know, maybe he's actually good, I've just never, he hasn't been my boy, right? So I've never kind of given him the shot because I don't see the appeal, I guess. The Acropolis, New Millet, Peaceful Government, 1-1. It's just kind of like a bunch of stuff, and none of it's that good, but there's 4 of them. So, I mean, urban building limit doesn't matter until much later in my experience. This can be pretty good. The discounts for governments, and then, I mean, this stuff's not bad, but it's just kind of, nothing of it really excites me, right? So I think, especially because Colosseum is really strong, well, I guess what are the odds it gets to me? Colosseum is like one of my new favorite wonders of all time, because a Happy Face and a Red are both just amazing to get early. And then the discount on infantry and cavalry means a lot of times with military, you kind of have to have this, like, this rough moment where you kind of want to try to skip a level if you can to like do a big upgrade and get in the swing in the game. But you kind of, with military, sometimes you need to get every level because you just constantly need to keep growing, and it's just, if you don't have the yellows to do anything else, you've got to just commit, right? So Colosseum makes it a lot more palatable to say I'm going to get swords and cavalry and rifles and knights and tanks and modern infantry, So I really like it, which is why I'm probably going to take a leader here and pass on, instead of doing Acropolis Urban Growth, I think I'm going to just take a leader, hold out for either Colosseum or just a better wonder. So, there's Cleopatra. Fine, not great, not terrible, Rocks are good, but only 1 a turn, and sometimes you just don't want to build Urbans or Wonders. I mean, obviously in the first turn you don't want to, so that's already 1 turn without her. And then Boudica. So, she's really kind of interesting in that, right? That gaining a food, a rock, or a science, depending on what you need, that's insanely good, insanely flexible. The problem is, especially in 3-player, if you're one of the 2 weakest civilizations. So let's think about this. Green's already taken Confucius. Well, let's say yellow takes Sun Tzu, right? It gets +1. turn 1 triggers. Boudica is giving me, I guess, the first turn after I play her, so, turn 2. Well, Sun Tzu's stronger than me. Do I want to build a warrior? No, right? I don't want to build a fucking warrior. That's terrible. And even if I do build a fucking warrior, Sun Tzu can just build a warrior too, and then he's stronger again, right? Like, that's the problem, is there's this natural trough in the game where because none of these check strength, and because it's virtually impossible to win an aggression in the first 2 turns, because you're just dealing with such small numbers that the defender's advantage with cards is just kind of insurmountable. You have to kind of really get off with Alexander or something. I just don't want this benefit. So it all comes down to, are we all going to be kind of tied at 1 apiece for a bit? Or if someone gets to 2, is it just through development of warfare and I can match, Because this is great. This is pretty bad. So in this case, I'm looking at Yellow's situation. I think Yellow will take Acropolis Cleopatra. Or maybe Acropolis Engineering. And Green already has Confucius. So I'm going to take the risk and go for Boudica. But if Sun Tzu were in the first 2 rows, I would not take her. And I would take Cleopatra. So that's just my word of warning with her. It's very dependent on what leader's here. Okay. Oof. So apparently Green discounts Acropolis significantly enough they would go to 3, but they took Ashoka. Well, I'm relieved, because when I saw that tier 3 tableau, I'm like, okay. So who did he take instead? Ashoka. Your civil cards have 2 civils in your color, you produce an extra rock. A 3, you produce an extra rock and food. So he's cool. Problem is, of course, 3 or more colors in your hand. That means you can only draw 1 more new card. Clogging your hand is just dangerous, and not getting the tempo off of Yellow that you bought early is kind of wobbly. So we're in an interesting spot here because Colosseum really owns. Stonehenge also really owns. But they're at 2 and 3 civils. So yeah, so Stonehenge is 6 science, then you're going to get a happiness at the end of it, right? It's really good. Oh, none of us can take him now, but Hippocrates is really, really strong. If you hold him for 3 turns, you get, basically it takes the lose 2 yellows for every age, and it turns it to lose 1 yellow. As long as you can keep him out for 3 turns, it gives you 3 yellow tokens, which is just really, really good. Especially because there's, never mind. I was going to make a point, but it was kind of wrong, so I'm not going to make it. So basically, I always do this because I don't expect either of these people to want to get stronger. And I think that makes my decision for me, where as badly as I want Colosseum, I have to not pop. And sometimes, so I think I mentioned in my first video, right, the reason you almost always want to have the idle pop is because you have, development of warfare and religion that requires an idle worker. You have development of civil life, which doesn't require an idle worker, but it gives you another powerful option. And now there's this new development of planning, where you take 3 and reveal them and can choose to apply 1. So that's kind of 2 where you need an idle worker, and there's 2 that are like strengthened with an idle worker, right? Well, here's the thing. You can pull a gambit. Like I could say here, I'm not going to get the idle worker. I really want Colosseum. It's really strong. That's not like a terrible instinct. The problem is, now that I've chosen Boudica, right, I get insanely punished if there's development of warfare and people around the table get in on it and I don't, right? I just can't have that happen. So sometimes I am willing to float and say I'll miss development of warfare and religion. I'll take that risk to get a high tempo play. But with Boudica, I'm really skeptical. Plus I can get Engineering Genius and like hopefully, I guess Colosseum can't possibly come to me, but I certainly wouldn't mind Stonehenge. Actually, nobody has a Wonder, though. This has been really Wonder light. We just ended up missing, just from the vagaries of AJ, right? Roman roads didn't come out, and Acropolis just wasn't that good. But that's fine. I'll just take an Age 1 Wonder if I have to. I have the Genius, so I can still get through a 1 pretty quickly if I can't get Stonehenge, which is pretty likely, but I would rather do this and make sure that a development of warfare doesn't happen without me, because that would really suck. Knowledge of the Ancients is a new military card. It gives you science and rocks depending on wonders. Okay, so let's see if green takes Stonehenge or if I get it. Otherwise, Silk Road is pretty interesting. Okay, markets. I'm probably going to take food with markets. Again, that's because if somebody else builds a second warrior, then I'm going to have the option to... So see right here? So now it's down, but I can use development of markets on food, and then it's not nearly as punishing to have to build that, because I'll probably just have to float the discontent worker until I finish Stonehenge. So Silk Road, he actually skipped Stonehenge to take it, which I don't mind. I'll definitely take Stonehenge for 1 civil over Silk Road with 2. Silk Road is really quite interesting, though. Because it's, I mean, 2 culture, 1 science, both fine. Culture is kind of up in New Leaders and Wonders, just as a sort of anecdote. The numbers are going to be higher at the end of the game, generally speaking. So when you're evaluating how much you need culture versus how much you can sort of become an economy powerhouse and transition into culture, you have to have a bit more culture in like late Age 1, Age 2 than before. Going from 0 to hero, I find, is just a little bit harder now because the culture numbers are just... There's just more incidental culture that comes up. And if other people are getting it and you're not, it can make some pretty big gulps. But anyway, this gives you 1 more. So like this rich land, it doesn't like trigger twice. It's saying like this 1 becomes a 2, right? This 2 becomes a 3. The most interesting one is that patriotism, both numbers go up. So you get 2 red actions and 1 more rock from patriotism. So Silk Road's really neat. And you only need to get the 1 and do it. It is 5 civils to burn through, which is frustrating. But so anyway, I'm definitely taking Stonehenge. And I'm probably going to take food from markets, or at least food from Boudica, one of the 2, and build that warrior so I can try to hope that Confucius doesn't get any stronger. And I can... Oh, duh, I'm not going to be able to choose food from Boudica because I don't get to choose. I just get the 2 rocks for soldiers. Anyway, development of ancients. You score science for a completed wonder. You gain rocks for construction. You double for age A. So in this case, that's kind of good because green has got just an age 1, so it'll be a slight advantage over. There's cultural influence, but Stonehenge is 1. If Silk Road gets finished by then, it's 2. And yellow is going to have, I guess, nothing from Colosseum. So both of these would be kind of fine. I'm probably just going to play Ancients, though. Okay, Civil Life. So let's do some quick math here. If this goes to a... what's it? Lab. Then I can have 4 food. Build the... No, I can't avoid... I can't float an idle worker if I civil life to build a building. So I might just raise pop with it. Because if I build this lab, then this guy is gone. I build, make the warrior, and then it's 3 because I will have gone 1 more cost up, and I won't have it, and I'll have an uprising, so I can't do that. So it's either building a temple or it's raising pop, and I think it's easily raising pop here, because now I can exactly do this play, right? Spend all my rocks on that, I do that, I spend my free money on that. Take Stonehenge, float the discontent until I finish Stonehenge. Awesome. So I think this is probably actually going to be Code of Laws, because I don't know what urban growth... I mean, if I get an early alchemy, I wouldn't mind going up, but I'm going to get, 4 and 6. I'm going to have nothing to do. I don't really want religion. I want to get Stonehenge and then kind of hold out for our bread and circuses or something. Or at least see what I get for my level 2 happiness. So I think it's just Code of Laws. Nice and straightforward. So you see what I'm talking about, though, where if I hadn't gotten that 2 food event, Boudica would have just kind of been shitty right there. And that wasn't even a strength leader. That was just Confucius happens to feel like building a warrior. And, like, look how much I had to kind of bob and weave around it. So that's why you can imagine if he was Sun Tzu, then I still wouldn't have gotten there. If he had built that warrior as Sun Tzu, I'd just be sitting here like, well, guess I'm getting these 2 rocks I don't have yellows for. I'm 1 rock short. Okay. So what I can do here is when I play my cultural influence, if it gets me a rock somehow, I can build the warrior here because I can Code of Laws, spend my actions, boom, engineering. So I only need 4 rocks to finish Stonehenge. So we're just really hoping we flip something that gets me a rock. That does not get me a rock. So... hyper regrettably, I cannot take advantage of the free warriors. It is a fucking tragedy, in fact, because green might get ahead of me. Never mind, green can't, and then yellow is in the same spot where... I guess they've got a frugality, so they can. Oh no, but they're at 2 this turn. So yes, nobody else can take the free warrior, which is nice. But we would have liked it to make sure we stay on top. Oh, wait! No, because I'm going to get the Boudica. Like, no one's stronger than me right now, so I can get the rock. Oof, I'm glad I remembered in time. Boom. Boom. Ba-boom. 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 Look at that. Look at that handsome play. We got some good guys coming out. Not getting the bread and circuses does kind of blow. But there's another one. Or I might have to settle. If this second theology like makes it down to me and I don't see a bread and circuses, I might. There's also Forbidden City. Forbidden City, it's kind of weird. Up to 2 discontent workers are ignored. The problem with this is it's not the same thing as happiness. So I don't get the food from prosperity. You know, I don't get the immigration bonus. It just means that I can have 2 discontent workers and not have to have an uprising. But I mean, it's also a civil, right? I'm not quite as pinched because I got that code of laws in, but... Wait, what? Did I really have 12 science? Oh, duh, I finished Stonehenge, so that's why I was like, how do I have 6 science when I just played Code of Laws? It's because I finished Stonehenge. But yeah, anyway, a couple good leaders are coming up. Gutenberg is quite good because it's taking development, building, or upgrading labs. Like I can, as long as I have the time and I'm not super pinched on science, I have 6 still, I can take the alchemy, then afterwards, next time I'll research it, and then next I'll build it. And by slow rolling this, I can really get a lot of value out of him. And then Jan is just so good. As soon as you get a tactic, your farms count, and it's just super. I mean, if I get this... I mean, the problem is if I get this, I have, like, the wrong... I would want these to all be knights and not warriors. But if I can get legions or fighting bands, he's insanely good. And he gives a red, too. So, anyway. What am I discarding? Naval Trade Agreement is new. I have no idea how the colonies are going to be in the deck. I know that I seeded 2 that aren't colonies. I'm going to keep this because if I find knights... I mean, it's really bad when I've got 3 warriors already. I would have to, like... It's a little harder to pivot, right? Not as bad as heavy cav, obviously, but... I just don't have the yellows to really get into this, but it's still a tactic, and if I find knight, you know... Any port in a storm. Also, anecdotally, I haven't actually done the precise math, but I think that they haven't added as many copies of tactics as they have new stuff. At least anecdotally, I feel like I get fewer tactics. So I'm really hesitant to throw my first tactic, even if these 6 cards are better than these 2. Who knows when or if I'll get one of these 6. So the question is, do I do that or my Dark Ages? Dark Ages is rats, but for science. I don't want Dark Ages because there's a very real chance that I take Gutenberg if he makes it down to me. Which... Only one thing needs to be denied, so it's not the most likely, I guess, but there's still that chance, and I wouldn't want it. I have no kind of player it feels like it's super going to punish. Bellion. Oh, nice. Eat it, nerd. Wow. So he wanted that development of warfare so bad that he destroyed a farm. Oh, I guess he had built a 3rd farm. No, he didn't. How did he get 2? Oh, because he has the 3 cards, so he got it from his guy. Okay. That feels super unsustainable. Okay. So this is really good. We can pick either of them. I think I'm leaning Gutenberg because I see an alchemy on 2, and I don't have any tactic that works with Jan, and I don't see knights. So that's just so much ifs. And this, I can just do this, play him, grab the alchemy, and just transition into being a tech powerhouse, right? I also kind of want them swords. So I might be a little civil pinched here. But we'll find out. Do I play the new deposits? He's on 4. He's holding iron. But he's at 2, so he needs an extra turn already to play the iron unless there's... This is exactly scientific breakthrough. Oh no, does he have a completed wonder? Yeah, so he'll get that. If he gets the science from Knowledge of Ancients, he can play Iron turn after this one. So it's like, new deposits doesn't really help me, but does one of these events help me? Not especially. I mean, I get the one culture from playing it, but I feel like it could really benefit him with his Iron. I have no idea when this next Iron is coming, if I'll take it, if I'll get it up in time. I feel like the one culture and flipping these events that aren't even, like, disproportionately favorable to me or anything. In fact, Culture Evolution helps him more. So, I might just let it go. So what do I want for my last Boudica proc? It's almost certainly going to be a rock. I guess let me take it and then make sure, yeah, I avoid corruption when I grow food. And we take Gutenberg. We get the free level because now we can take alchemy for one less civil. And I can take... So there's two options here, right? Forbidden City, nice because I haven't gotten my happiness tech yet. So I could just skip a tier 1 happiness tech. I could say I'm going to take Forbidden City. I'm going to finish it by the time I antiquate. I'm going to have civils and be fine, right? Benefit of Swordsman is quite simple. I have 3 fucking warriors. That's a lot of yellows to burn into fucking swords. I want to get something productive out of them. Now, if I take Forbidden City, I am almost guaranteeing I don't get swords. There has to be no takes. Although I guess Printing Press and Drama are not the most high impact of stuff. But is Yellow going to skip Yon? No, Yellow has to skip. Okay. This might actually be okay. Yellow has to skip Yon because he took Saladin already. So it's just a question of basically, do Theology, Printing Press, Drama get taken? Well, not by you, really. He's got a decent chance of wanting Theology, though, actually. But he also wants to just finish his Colosseum this turn. You know what? I'm going to do this anyway because I know Knowledge of Ancients is coming. So I'll also get one more rock for taking it. And, I mean, even if the sword doesn't get to me, there is one more sword. And worst come to worst, if I find a knight, I'll disband a warrior, build a knight. Just do that, you know. This just feels the best. Definitely trashing this. We just established we're not playing it. Raid is like, I could play it someday, but I don't plan on getting strong for a while. You know what I mean? Unless I happen to draw a good tactic or a knight. So I think I'd rather have the sure thing of this defense card. Ooh, that's going to be really good. Oh, well, that's another. He didn't take the things in the middle, but he just took the swordsman. Okay, well, now I'm happy I took the defense card and not the swordsman, huh? Because now the nice thing is I know it's not... I didn't play a strength event, did they, when I was the strongest? Oh, that's his special. So now I know it's Knowledge of the Ancients. Okay, this is going pretty well. I can take the Engineering Genius next turn. I'll definitely have time to finish my Forbidden City before an Uprising. Or at least, like, I might not have it finished when the era flips, but I'll be able to finish at the end of that turn, like, which is when the Uprising will get evaluated. Like, maybe I'll get hit with a Rebellion if things go exactly wrong. But even then, I mean, I'm at 7 now, so... I think I'm probably fine. So let's do this and get this Knowledge of the Ancients done. Okay, so what do? I always play Alchemy with the Johannes action. I might upgrade my first one without using his freebie. We're going to just kind of play it by ear here. If I do these two... Yeah, I need to not be corrupt. So if I do this, I avoid corruption. I take an Engineering Genius that next turn... Like, I could have afforded this, but now I can just save it. I can use my Johannes action for this other upgrade next turn. I can skip a tier 1 Bread and Circuses, because Forbidden City is going to handle up to here. And I just take a breakthrough. One thing to note, I am kind of... rats will kind of dome me here. I don't have any good food income right now. So I'm really kind of counting on being able to at least get this one extra growth down first. So that would not make me happy. But I mean, I've got now Iron and Knights, both pretty high prio for me now here. Because I've got 10 plus 3, like I've got Insane Science. It's also important here that I was the one to draw Dark Ages, so I know that Dark Ages is in the dumpster, right? I know it's not in the deck. Because obviously I could get really domed by Dark Ages. Now you see why I domed it, exactly because I was like, I might take Gutenberg. And I did, and behold. And that's there too, so I'm even happier to have done this upgrade now. Next turn we'll upgrade the other one with Gutenberg. And then if that's all he does, that's fine. I'll just replace him. Era 2's coming. He will have done his job. Still keeping this. I could get these knights. Kind of bad on rocks, but I'm so good on science. I can get, like, if an early constitutional monarchy comes, I can get it. Fuck. Well, it domed everyone at least. And I have one worker, so even if it's Rat's Pestilence, I'm still not, like, fiend. But it does suck. Because now if he attacks me, I don't, like... I guess I can get the knight and build it, and I kind of have to. That does mean missing the Forbidding City, but I think that's... It's kind of the devil you know versus the devil you don't, right? So here's kind of my dilemma. I am just short on rock. Oh no, I have 4. I thought I had 3. No, I have exactly enough, right? Because 3, I spend 1 for the tail, and then Engineering Genius 1 is 3. So I can exactly pull this off and be fine, I think. Do I flip? I'm tied for middle strongest. I don't really... He has cartography, so I don't want to play strategic, so no, I don't flip. Okay. So let's do... Oh, I can't get the Gutenberg upgrade. Well, that's fine. I can skip that for turn. So we're going to break through the knights, build one, and do it so I don't get owned. And then we're going to Engineering Genius, finish the city. Okay. So, we have lots of actions now. So, okay. Monarchy isn't very good. I already have 6... I have quite early 6 civils because of Code of Laws. Palace. So the red is really what I would want. So that kind of leans me warfare, right? Because when you... Remember, when you've got a lot of science, blue tech swords there for you. They're saying we're not as good as the other techs. You don't get as much bang for your buck as you do with something like Knights or Iron. The benefit you get from a blue tech is that you didn't have to spend... There's no other resources or anything. You play it, you get the benefit, and you smile. 0 plus 3 is bad. And I could just slam Iron Rich Land right now over the warfare. But if I do that, this warfare doesn't come to me. I have very little. I want a Tier 2 government, but even then, I can afford a Tier 2 government and then some with this. Like, it's a lot for me to not use this huge science advantage. But, God, I don't know if I can really sustain having this crappy of... I mean, I guess the other argument is that when you've got 6 civils, it's a lot easier to just grab, you know, rich lands and efficient upgrades and just get it up there. But I still think I've got to just say, take this. I'm just way too nervous looking at this. I just want to make sure I have something to do next turn. You know what I mean? So let's do that. Let's drop the strat territory. Okay. Ding, ding. Oh shit, yellow didn't finish Colosseum. I wasn't even paying attention to that. You can see the Forbidden City makes it a gray face, not an angry face. Building Machu Picchu. I guess I didn't even look at that. I guess I didn't look at Nostradamus either. I'm sorry. You're probably... I like said I'm going to gear this to like, oh, well, you want to see the new stuff. And then I'm not clicking on every new card. And I bet you're sitting here and you're tilted. I'm very sorry. We can... So the problem is we can totally go in for this because we don't give a shit about this like third warrior. We can just make 2 phalanxes instead. But I just don't give 2 damns about the science. Well, I was never going to go that hard anyway. So she used... So the thing is, since she had to play the 3 rocks, I wonder if she can get any strength. Otherwise, this isn't super easy enslaved for me. What is she ending on? 1? 6. So if she has 1 plus 4, it's a free defense. If she didn't draw it, then a plus 2 and 2 others won't save her. It has to be exactly a top deck plus 4. I'll probably take it. But anyway, I apologize. I just knew it wasn't going to come up. Nostradamus feels really shitty. I don't know who takes Nostradamus. So going over the ones that didn't get seen. Eleanor of Aquitaine, pretty good. You draw 2 military cards for each event you drew, and then when you discard from overdrawing, you, like, get culture for it, so it really benefits strategic territory and stuff like that, too. And you just have a lot of control over the game, right? And then you get the 3 civils when you replace her, so you can do some really cool turns. Nostradamus seems super shitty. You get 3 culture when you prepare an event. You see events your proponents prepare. When determining the weakest civ and defending against aggressions, you have plus 3. So I feel like I don't know when you take Nostradamus. Like, what is he good for, right? I mean, you get the culture income every turn, right? And 3 culture is nice, a turn. I mean, that's kind of the Genghis benefit, but Genghis also gives you the good fleet. And Nostradamus, like... I don't know. I feel like I might just force myself to take him because maybe the gimmick is when you know the whole deck, you can do some really big brain plays playing around the events to come and stuff. But just feels... I don't know. You need to have the reds to make sure you're drawing enough events that you get to play good ones. But then he has nothing that benefits. Like most times when you have something that demands you have reds, you're getting a lot of value for them. You're just, I don't know. He seems bad, but because he seems bad, I haven't tried him, so maybe he's secretly super good. Machu Picchu, which has been built, gives you extra blue tokens from your best age, A or 1 farm. So the problem is... Yellow took it, and yellow doesn't have either iron or that. So, you know what I mean? This is a security blanket to keep sitting here. So it kind of works because the science is so bad, but I mean, does that mean he's not going to rush coal if he gets it? Like, I wouldn't want to not rush coal, you know? So either he's going to not get much out of Machu Picchu, or he's going to really take some risks and like hope he can get smash and oil when it comes or something. And then Himeji Castle, the last stage 1. Himeji Castle's really cool, right? I mean, you can almost ignore this, and this is good. 2 strength, 2 culture. Great, sign me up, right? But it's also... You can sack units to either win a war harder, which I very rarely see, and defend harder, which I see a lot. It's so good. Especially for, like, my situation, right? I just kind of had Boudica. I just wanted to get some random fuckos. Now these random fuckos can just let me neglect my military for a while. So it's cool, but it's probably not that cool for us. So you won't get to see it. I think that was everything. If not, I'm sorry. I have nothing. Well, I think I'm going to take the Gambit. I mean, like I said, you have to be careful. I'm usually quite conservative about only doing pretty much mathematically guaranteed aggressions. Or not only, but like... I only like to go for people when I kind of know they've been attacked once or they've been softened up, because this is normally a dangerous hand. But it's dangerous because people can selectively discard, and the weak people know they're weak. Here, of all this pool, she just has to happen to have gotten a +4. So, like, next turn, these same numbers, this same hand, I don't go for it. Because there's this sieving effect where each round, like, the defense cards stick and the other stuff goes. But in this case, she had to top deck a defense cards to get anything out of it. And it's not like I've got the food to build a knight with this red anyway. So I'll take this risk. I will enslave. I have enough that this stops me from getting aggressed by yellow. And I got lucky. So cool. So first off, the freebie, we're using the Gutenberg action to upgrade this lab. Then the iron. We're rich landing the iron. We can't do another one, but we're not corrupt. And now we just get to sit back, stretch, and say... Let's not do that play because I just realized coal is already at 2. Let's just waste this iron. Oh, but I literally don't have... Even with rich land, I need it to be 4. Yikes. I think this is still the correct play, though, to ignore the iron. And I say, well, it was a smart play, but now that I know coal is 2, it's like, fuck it. And then what if we just go... I could take the swords, or I could go all the way here for this efficient. No, next turn I know I'm going to be able to get a coal. I kind of want to do this. 2 less. So next turn, if I want a knight, I can... Oh, but then this is corrupt, huh? No, okay, I can't do that. Oh, but wait, just taking the coal is corrupt too, huh? Does this mean I have to go iron? It feels kind of bad now that I'm looking at coal in the second bank, but it might just have to be this play. Oh, my Steam just, like, pops for some reason. Okay. I can avoid happiness because I've still got one more gray face from Forbidden City. I do quite need this. So maybe the answer is irrigation. Maybe it just doesn't do anything for me that I really need right now. I need reds. I could do theocracy, but when I've got 8 plus 4 science, I'd rather get a tier 2 government. I do want to really badly get strategy. I'm quite hard up for reds. But constitutional monarchy gives me reds too. Maybe I could get Catherine the Great and get a red. I definitely need to get a red, because, like, look, I enslaved. I don't get to draw any Era 2 stuff. That really sucks. I don't really need the swordsman. If I need strength, I can just build the... Oh, wait, I can just do it this turn. That's what I'll do. And then next turn I can build another knight if I want to get stronger. And then take... Yeah, I mean, Theocracy's got the red, but because I don't get anything from this, and I've got this to still get a good government quite soon, I'd rather do this. And I know the scientific is coming. Remember? I put that in there. And now Gutenberg I've, like, finished out, so... So this is interesting. So he can't use that strength on me, that +4. So it lets him bully the shit out of green, but green is 21 plus 3 and he's 7 plus 1. And, like, bullying, right? And I get the culture. I normally don't take this as A, right? Because I really don't like giving people +4 strength, because that's so strong. And because Promise of Military Protection is one of the least thematic cards in the entire game. Because I find that the strongest people use it to get even stronger and get into aggression range way more than the weakest person uses it for defense. So it's like my weaker military promising to protect yellow, stronger military, you know? But in this case, remember how badly yellow's kind of shot himself in the foot with this weird Machu Picchu no iron or irrigation thing? And the last irrigation is, yeah, I guess they can take the last irrigation, but they can't get iron. I'm not that worried about yellow beating up the green pinata. I would rather have him beat the crap out of green, because I don't have the reds to necessarily beat the crap out of green, right? I mean, right there, I enslaved, I get nothing. So I'm kind of happy taking this for the culture. Because I feel like this 7 plus 0 guy now, like, yeah, he'll take Catherine, which I was kind of eyeing, he'll get the reds for it, but it's like, he can't use this advantage on me, and I'm not that worried about him farming green right now, because that's the way I want resources to be distributed, is stuff going to yellow from green, because I feel like yellow is going to hit fumes really, really quickly, but this 13 is kind of as far as it goes. And I, with my huge science and my 6 civils, that's like the game-winning combo, right? I can just grab tons of stuff and... No government, though, which sucks. That's fine, though. I'm going to just keep using... My food is still super bad, so I'm just going to keep using Gutenberg to slow walk. So again, this is that same thing where, like, normally I like to skip a tech. I like taking the full grid, because you can just get a lot more value by finding a skip you can take and taking it. But with Gutenberg, the calculus is totally different, right? So we'll take this. We will do this. Yeah. And then next turn I can cancel the promise and be strongest if he doesn't get stronger. I kind of like that. But actually, should I just wait on that? Because I don't need it. He can't aggress me still. I'll draw stuff. Yeah, I like this more. Play this next turn. Let's get an efficient upgrade. Yeah, I'm not taking the coal when I just finished building these irons. 6 will be fine when I have 6 and I can take more actions. Plus, not only do I have 6, but, like, I'm looking for monarchy for the reds, but that's also going to give me 2 more. I'm going to have 8 fucking, civils. So you can get by without many rocks when you can grab every yellow you fucking see. As evidenced by me right now, grabbing every yellow I can fucking see. I think I'm actually skipping the breakthrough. I feel like I'm just so much more limited on stuff than science right now. I have 1 more breakthrough. The only tech I have is this method, which I'm going to be researching at a -1 discount. Yeah, I'm just taking the reserves, TBH. I'm feeling really good about this game. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm fucking stupid. So she gets to, yeah, with Catherine, you get to do this play once a game where you can deny yellow tokens. And, like, you know what I mean? So I should have thought about that, is that she could have I should have thought about the Catherine take when evaluating her, because now I'm down a yellow token. It was still probably the right play to take the promise, because I would have had to build the knights there. Like, I would have had to deny the promise and build the knight. And I'm really happy about what I achieved not building the knight, you know? Sorry, my Outlook went off. That was probably a noise. Okay, yeah, let me close this tab, actually, so that doesn't happen again. Okay. Anyway, I actually want this colony, because food is kind of a spot I'm struggling in. I can get a little bit better by finishing the second irrigation, but still, like, every time I get the more yellows, there's just more I can procrastinate on ever getting happiness because of Forbidden City covering for 2. So I'm definitely in for 2. Okay, yellow's in for 3, though. But that's fine. Now I might cancel the promise and become the strongest player. Oh, James Watt's insanely strong, but the coal is already gone, so that really limits it. So let me show you what James Watts... Hey, there's actually a lot of showing I got to get done here. Let's get that done. James Watts gives you a 2 science, 2 rock discount on tier 2 mines and farms, and a 4 rock, 4 science on tier 3. Watt is insanely good. One of the best leaders, hands down. Because, again, it's the same thing I'm talking about, where a lot of these mechanics are kind of the developers recognizing that so much of Through the Ages is looking for a good skip that you can do. You know, skipping from age A tech to age 2 or age 1 to age 3. And Watt's another guy rewarding. You can upgrade to 2 and then to 3 and get tons of value from him. You know, both times. Just when the cards come your way, you play them. But I would not take Watt in Green's situation, where 1 coal's already gone. He doesn't see any of his enablers on the board, and he doesn't have any in his hands. Doesn't get anything for it, you know? But he still has 7 culture returned from his fucking libraries. Because he's got the architecture. So still a threat culture-wise. Like I said, you can kind of notice that culture just a little heavier. Yeah. The Louvre is the one you can actually get more culture than Paris from it, but it's a corruption sink is the cost of that, right? Because you get 5 culture if you leave the blues on it, but then it's 5 culture for -3 blues. But then you can pull them at any time, so when you would become corrupt, you can just pay them. At the end of the game, you know what I mean? In the last turn or 2, it's really nice to have these 6 rocks, and it only costs you a couple of culture, not a bunch. Definitely don't take the Louvre if you plan on spending the culture, the blues right away. But if you can sustain the corruption at least for a while, it's quite good. I love Statue of Liberty. This, insanely great. This, also pretty fucking good. Democracy gives you 6 culture. You know, what else is there to say? And I might be grabbing it. Sea Dog. Quite good. You have to go up on temples, which you already have, and then you get culture from labs, and you get discounts on techs. In fact, we are probably taking Sea Dog. His competition is here Gaudi, developing an urban building technology. Cost you 1 for each urban you have less. But in our case, right, we're limited on food, and we're not that limited on happy faces because we have the Forbidden City covering for us. So we have no incentive to get like both temples and bread and circuses. And we have every incentive to just go hard into our... I mean, we can just pop Sea Dog one last time. Or no, pop Gutenberg one last time and then bring in Sea Dog. So we're definitely going to do that. So my one thing is I do need to get happiness somehow by Era 2. Or I can just finish the Statue of Liberty, which might be what I do. But that's going to be a kind of a big civil pinch this particular turn, so it all depends if I can pull it off in time. Because I really, really want that monarchy, because Green's a despot with a lot of science and nothing in their hand, right? So this monarchy, I feel like, is really, really likely to go to Green. And oftentimes you say Republic is a good consolation prize if you can't get monarchy. Not for me. Because I have 6 civils already, monarchy is so much better than Republic. I think it's usually a little better, but for me right now it's a lot better. So I really, really want to spend the 3 civils and just lock this puppy down, right? But I also can't research it this turn to get the 2 civils back Or rather, I can, but then I kind of lose my last Gutenberg action. Because even with the discount of 1 and a breakthrough for 2, that's still going to cost me 3, which will put me at 10, which puts me at not enough to finish the monarchy. What's the last? Oh, but scientific breakthrough I could get. And then that would change the calculus, right? Then I'll get the 4 and I could do it. So let's definitely just play an event. I've got a half chance of just getting it, and now I'll have just a fucking ace wizard turn. So what would I rather do? Civil unrest or iconoclasm? Green is quite a bad spot for happiness. Yellow is not at all because they just got the vast territory. Yellow isn't quite good for happiness. This has like a small chance to screw me. It all depends on kind of what I... The thing is, once with Darwin, I can't just get out of it. So I will actually need to get either Opera or... Oh, and the team sports is already gone, huh? So I'm going to need to grab Opera for Happy Faces, which feels really weird and bad. So I think I'm going to not play Civil Unrest because, yes, Iconoclasm could kill Darwin, and that will be sad for Darwin to die in Era 3. But I might just really be playing with fire with my discontent workers because I don't have any immediate plans. And with Darwin, the main safety valve is gone. I mean, I could take an organized religion and have it be 2, but that just feels really bad versus just at least getting the culture from Opera. So, oh, Harvard's here too. Quite good when you've got as many civils as we do, but because I'm about to upgrade scientific method, this is just not that helpful to me. And I think this would be 1,000,000 times more helpful if I can get it. Or even Louvre, right? I mean, I need to catch up on culture here. So both of these I like more than Harvard. But I think I'm going to play the Iconoclasm because it will suck for everybody, you know. And the Watt player, it could really hurt because since Cole isn't here, here, or here, right? There's a good chance that they draw Kohler Selective Breeding at the tail end of Age 2. And maybe Iconoclasm can snipe Watt before it can get researched or built. And just because this might really be a problem for me, and I'd rather kind of have the safety knowing Civil Unrest isn't in the deck, and I could risk a discontent a little longer while I find a better solution. Not Scientific Breakthrough. This is a really cool card because it's like... It's a civil action sink, which is always like punishing. I mean, it's going to really punish us here because this is our civil pinch turn. But at least it's like an interesting design where it gives you a benefit for it. It's kind of saying, oh, you're weak, so you have to draw some stuff and maybe get a tactic. In our case, we got international negotiations, which is a kind of weird one. So I know the breakthrough is coming, which is cool, but it means that I can't get the monarchy. So let's, okay. Breakthrough, develop scientific method with Gutenberg's action, score 2. Darwin comes out. Okay, so it's monarchy or Statue of Liberty. There is another monarchy. There is another monarchy. Yellow probably won't take it because yellow is 4+2 science and is sitting on a base monarchy, so it gives them less value. I think I take the risk that Watt takes constitutional and I grab probably Statue of Liberty. Because then I'll get 2 more. Like, this gives me 5 culture, but this gives me 2, and it lets me keep procrastinating on happiness. And it, like, still going to give me 2. And I'm going to have a ton of science, so I might still be able to take, like, monarchy and then a tier 3 government also. And then next turn I can do all this upgrading that I have coming to me. Alternatively, though, since I'm not actually... I'm not taking a tech this turn, so the discount doesn't help me. So maybe I save for the free civil and the rock, and I don't play Darwin till next turn. I think I'm willing to spend 2 culture to next turn get 1 more Gutenberg upgrade. So I think this is the final play, but there's a lot of the other plays that are close. And then I think this is... I mean, I know this isn't a strength event, but I know that... these could all be strength events, too. So why not become strongest when I can pull it off? I'm going to discard the Civil Unrest. Like I said, I'm just going to know it's not in. Because happiness will never be my strong suit. I'm trying to just use these yellows and stuff to put off making it done. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, but I don't have an aggression. But, like, I can just clown on green now, right? Because I know that their hand is very unlikely to have a bunch more defense. Because I just lost 2. Okay, you taking Constitutional Monarchy, buddy? Or am I going to get not at all punished for my play? You took Republic! Yes! That's another thing. When you've got 2 equally good plays, sometimes it's better to say, well, the thing I don't think is going to fall to me at least could. Whereas that Statue of Liberty was 100% going to go away. I'm also going to pop the international negotiations because I'm strong. Yellow could become stronger, but then I could just cancel the pact before flipping stuff. So, I mean, there is the other thing. I will get 1 more science if I wait on this, but no, I'd rather be sure this is in the pool. Because I am obviously upgrading another lab this turn. Okay, Gutenberg. So the efficient upgrade, that's 2, that's 3. I'd rather use it on the iron, so yep, okay. So upgrade this with Gutenberg's action, but not efficient upgrade. Take monarchy, research it. Charles Darwin. This is extra. It's oh wait, I'm dumb. I have to play Darwin first because then I'll get. Oh, never mind. It can't be less than 1 with Darwin. So yes, that was a relevant order. Thought I had a reason. Okay. I really want this. But I think I can wait the 1 more turn to just upgrade the mine. Yeah, I don't have enough anyway. This might be good at architecture. Architecture, rifles. These are all wasted efficient upgrades, honestly. But do I do it anyway just to, like, get the science? Do I also get 1 rifle built now? I mean, I do really want this statue, right? But if I do, like, 1 of these now, just to, like, cement that I'm going to get this and not Catherine, she can't use, like, 1 more knight to get out of this hole. I think that's probably worth. Because then I could flip, like, obviously I could just cancel the pact, but then I can, like, not, like, I can flip next turn because I won't need to cancel the pact. And then that's 10 plus reserves means I can still finish Statue of Liberty next turn. So now I can choose a few things. I can choose Cavalry, I can choose Rev Idea. I think I choose Cavalry. I don't need Rev Idea. Because I'm just kind of sitting. Plus I can always just not take this architecture. Actually, I would kind of want... I think I might go all the way back and say skip the architecture, because the thing is, I have 8 civils. So, like, this is cool. The discounts are kind of nice, but I'm built up now. I don't get any instant value from the discounts. And then, like, I don't need the civils. So why don't I just do it this way? Build 1 of them. Next turn I'll have 10. I can reserves... build Statue of Liberty. I'll sit on this. I can upgrade the lab with it or not. Yes, this feels wise. And I'm getting 4 culture return, all from Darwin and the other thing. What's it from? Stonehenge and then military, yeah. Ooh, I can do a war. See, so yeah, they're doing this in Machu Picchu just kind of now. Whatever. So now I gotta decide. This will be a rough... I mean, not rough in terms it's bad. I have a lot of good options for what to do on my next turn. He's 10 down, and remember, he already dropped like the multiple defense cards. So this is not a super strong hand. So I can infiltrate, kill Watt, whatever. War over tech. He has lots of good shit I could take. I could take the warfare, take the nav. And I think what I can do, because Watt's food is only one worker, and he doesn't, like, he's going to get, by the time it comes, he's going to get antiquated, so he won't be able to, like, his happy faces, he's going to need to use this worker on a happy face, so he can't just drop a temple for free. He'd have to, like, kill journalisms or poor production to get more than one person. So it's super unlikely he fields a big military. So I think my answer is to war over tech, but then not become stronger. And I bring this up because normally speaking, I don't advocate wars on turns where you don't get stronger, right? I feel like that's just going down such a dangerous road. So I don't like to do it, right? I like to say, do the war and get stronger. But I kind of want to finish the Statue of Liberty, so I don't have any risk profile for this being, what's it? Oh, wait! I dropped... So there's Rebellion, and then I dropped the level 2, and the level 1s have to come first. So none of this can punish me for a discontent, huh? Never mind. I don't need to finish Statue of Liberty this turn. I'd kind of like to, because it's 2 culture. But like, I could definitely wait a turn on Statue of Liberty, and nothing goes wrong. Because, yeah, I can just float that discontent, you know what I mean? Who cares? This event, whatever it is what's coming first. And can't be anything that punishes me for having a discontent worker. Immigration punishes me for not being happy, but I already knew I wasn't going to be happy when I drafted Forbidden City. So, sure. I'm just going to overtech now. It's easy. Because I can just get stronger. Probably going to take the food now. Well, I don't know. I need to plan my entire turn. I definitely want to take this Engineering Genius now I'm comfortable waiting a turn. The question is, do I do Cavalry, or I think I'm going to just take Strategy, Rev Idea into it and do it. I can just do these upgrades and then save the Cavalry for if I get a tactic that's good for him. So, that's that, that's that. I want to float one to just cover me, worker-wise. I don't know. Let's just do this. Just to make sure I've got some backup food. This isn't going to get me more than 2 with anything on the board, and I don't want to... Actually, I can kind of sit on it forever if I don't need it. Let me see if I need it. Because let's do this. Rev, strat, come, strategic, up, up. Can't do this. I always take this. I might take the cannon just to make sure that, like, no matter what happens, I guess I can do this. Maximal power. Yeah, that's worth. Just make sure I get every last drop out of this nerd. Food's gonna suck, but I don't think I take a breeding from downtown. Well, no, because I have the sufficient upgrade, right? So I think I do take a breeding from downtown, right? And just say, next turn I'll selective and I'll build this one to selective. Plus it just makes it that much more likely that yellow might deny the other and then really fuck over Watt, who is really looking for these tier 2 brown productions. Save the efficient. I think I save those herbs. I just grab an urban. Or I can just do this. Base. No, I still have enough to get one of the techs in my hand. This won't take me over the line to 2. Oh, but do I want to take the opera now? That might be the consideration that matters the most here. Is needing the opera for... No, I'm not going to need the happy faces because I'm about to get Liberty. I can just wait for movies or pro sports. Play with fire a little bit, but yeah. It's what you do when you're up on all these mini civils. You just take lots of yellows. Oh, another war. Excellent. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to just, like, That's just science that Watt's not going to have. I'm going to take whatever I want, basically. Glad I didn't research architecture. Okay. 27 plus 6, 55 plus 10. But that's fine, because green is about to enter a world of sad. So that 55 plus 10, see how that goes. This war over territory, this is going to be my new happiness building. His fucking workers is my happiness. He did get the other selective, though, which sucks. Nobel's quite cool, 2 and 2. And then this text in the middle is kind of like almost irrelevant. Not almost irrelevant, but the +2 science and tech is why you take him, and then his text is interesting, but not fundamentally key. Okay. Mine, and all you got. Thank you. So now I can play inhabited territory, but I'm also just going to territory war. Because fuck you, buddy. You don't have any science. You can't get stronger this turn. So give me all your workers and I'll be happy. I mean, I guess their yellow is, like, I'm so strong that I could do it to yellow too, but 65-10 versus 25-6, 27-6, no. Yellow is just not much of a factor. There's just kind of not much going for him. So I'm just going to territory war you. Alright, so I do have an uprising now, so let's get this out of the way first. Engineering genius. Reserves. Statue of Liberty. I think I'm going to skip computers. I think 2 and 2 is enough. I might take an early democracy, because remember with Statue of Liberty, that's going to be an extra 1 more over monarchy, so it's going to go from 2 from monarchy with statue to 6 from democracy with statue, so pretty cool. But anyway, let's do this and get this done. Oh wait, no. I want to do the age A. Farm to age. Oh, do I literally not have enough? No, I do. There it is. Yeah, boy. So do I just take democracy here? Methinks I don't see why not. Yeah, my food is still not great, so multimedia is not. I think I'm going to go for movies, just to have a couple more happy faces, because this won't quite take me to the end of the game now. Although with the territory war, it might. I might literally not need any happiness aside from Stonehenge. So I'm going to take this. I think I'm going to just waste this now. I've got the civil. I don't have much great stuff to do with it. Why not, air quotes, waste it on just getting 1 more science? The only other option is a frugality. I guess a frugality, too, is not that bad. Well, it's kind of bad until... Oh, but I'm about to win the territory war, so it becomes quite good. So now this is actually a little rough between frugality versus urban growth in the lab. Because I could just say, if multimedia gets to me and I don't have anything better to do, like, why not, right? Get the culture that way. And then I'll want more food. So I'm actually going to take frugality and kind of hold on to this a little bit, see what it will be good for. See how much I win. I know I'm winning the territory war. The question is by how much. Oh my god. That's like the perfect hand I could have drawn. Now the only thing is I kind of want to cancel my promise so that yellow doesn't get as good of an edge. Oh, Marlene is really cool. So she gives you extra happy faces from theaters. So like it turns theaters into like a... Which she doesn't have any yet, which is funny. And then it also lets you take 1 unit and it count it twice for the purpose of a tactic. Okay, what do I want from player 2? We'll see. Probably rocks. Jobs gets happy faces from labs, which is normally good, but I think with Forbidden City and all these yellows I'm about to get, I just don't care. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty fucking brutal. Tum-da-da-dum. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, okay. I don't need any fucking happiness. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I am fine. Because, remember, I can go 5 more tokens gone and ignore it. So it's only when I lose 7 tokens that I will need to have a single happy face accounted for. Oh, but anyway, finishing up, yeah, it's cool. She's got enough to get military theory. The culture war, she's going to... Yeah, I pretty much eliminated green from the game right there. The -2. Especially if we hate draft any good happiness buildings, just so he doesn't get them. I might hate draft jobs. Oh, never mind. I don't need to hate draft jobs because he doesn't have any fucking computers anyway. So... He, like, can't afford computers this turn. Yeah, he already is kind of all in on the religion being what it does for happiness. And I'll have to upgrade it and just, yeah. He's just in a rough way. So now the question is, I could cancel the pact so it's not as much culture going into yellow. But is that better than just playing these fucking cards relentlessly every turn? I might actually just start... Well, So the issue is I might need to keep Marlene down just a little bit here, even though green is way more culture. Just because Marlene has more of a future, right? There's more she could get done. Occupy is a neat one where you take 3, 3, 3, 3. It's pretty dope. So I might actually occupy Marlene. She literally can't possibly defend it. And then I can go back to beating up on the Pinata here, but just to make sure she doesn't grow into something strong, you know? Yeah, there's plenty of stuff I want to build. And remember, I'm just sitting on iron here, so yeah, I'd rather occupy. Okay. I could have actually infiltrated. That might have been smart. Oh, that's right. That cancels the promise for free. So there you go. Dumb. Totally forgot. Now I can do democracy this turn, but I could also, and I think I probably will, just do multimedia. Level 1 masonry now. It's a little cheaper. Also, do I want one of these? So International Red Cross. Not that good here. It's just kind of interesting because it uses food instead of rocks. So it's kind of an alternate wonder choice for people who can't... You know, you can burn a bunch of food if you don't have much rocks. United Nations is pretty cool and interesting. You score 6 for each wonder, blue or urban, whatever is highest. And I already have the full 16, which is like pretty much as good as you're going to get, right? It's really hard to get 5 of any of these things. So the 4 from the soul and blues. And then you can take an impact and kind of double score it as long as you wait before the final round to do this. You can like show it, score it, and then play it in the deck again. So I might take United Nations. I don't really have the rocks to sustain it yet, but I've got the civils to take yellows, and I've got the strength to win plunders, so it's good enough for me. Oh, right. Once I get tanks, this will be better. So I will only play it on a turn when I've got 4 more reds and I don't miss a draw for it. Otherwise, I'll wait until I actually get tanks to make this good. But it's obviously better than, right? 3 of these is 6, so it's the same, but then it's going to go up 5 more when I get tanks. Or actually, no, I can just use my cavalry and do it. So I can do that as soon. So maybe that's an argument for doing this now, just because then I can declare a war over culture and do all 3 upgrades. If I draw a war over... I'll have 1 less draw, but then I can go 3 and 3 and like get the upgrading done and not need to like do the upgrades and then play the tactic. So that might win as a consideration. But anyway, I could democracy, but I feel like multimedia is just better. Here's the problem. If I do this, I can't take United Nations. So maybe that answer is to not frugality. Right? Because then I get there. Sweet. Because, yeah, the only other one, Empire State. Empire State is kind of good. You have to, like, try to be the best at as many things as possible. I'm right now the best strength. I'm the best... What am I the best on? So right now it's strength, science, and science is close. And then it's food that I'm the best on. Oh, no, because he got Watt here pretty well. So he's winning food. She's winning rocks. I'm winning science. I'm winning culture. Oh, no, he's winning culture, but it's close. At the point I could make it work, but UN is just so good. Because I have all this time to find a good impact, double score it, and I get the 16 for it off the bat. So I think this is the correct sequence of events to do. And then I'm going to play this because if I draw a war, yeah, I get one less draw. But now if I draw a war with it, I can cavalry upgrade, and grow into that extra 5 strength. And if I don't, I'll just play democracy and get the extra culture that way. So. Nope. She's 42-7, he's 70-10. I'm probably going to go back. Even though he's super hard up with the yellows that he lost, since he's got Organized Religion, he's not out of the game or anything. I know I said he was out of the game, but I forgot he had Organized already researched. So he'll be able to kind of hold on. I don't know why he's going so hard into that food. Maybe he has an impact of agriculture and he knows it's going to be played. I wanted that engineering genius, but I was happy to sacrifice it for everything I gained. I do have to decide who my age 3 is going to be. I didn't want jobs because I don't care about happiness, but I might want Fleming. Anyway. So my aggressions are essentially, I think actually literally guaranteed. Yes, they are literally guaranteed because he's only got 3, so 666 doesn't even save him. So the infiltrates, the thing is, if this was when Watt is replaced, I would infiltrate him because it's the production of his best farmer mine, and he's got a 5, so he'll get 5 culture from having a mechanized agriculture. But since it's when he leaves play and he'll get that 5 even from an infiltrate, I'm just going to save it to snipe off a more dangerous leader. I could kill Marlene now, but I think I do just need to keep green down. So I'm going to just intervention. Gimme. I have no need to get cavalry. So Fleming, your best library and theater do extra culture evil to their levels. And then you can peak on someone's polit, which doesn't matter now because I can automatically win. But if someone gets a little stronger, I'll know if I have a good shot or not, which is kind of interesting. The question is more, who else could I get? So Marie Curie, your best lab gives you strength. Less mine, use that. She gives you culture. That culture is kind of what I'd take her for. Nelson Mandela, 2 culture and a civil, obviously quite good. Pierre de Coubertin, not that great because I don't gain anything from arenas really. So it feels like I'm kind of in this weird spot where I'm super strong, but none of these leaders are particularly appealing to me. So I think I take Fleming to just say, all right, this is getting me something, and then later I'll go for the movies, and I'll use the movies to get Fleming's other bonus, and then that will be kind of worth it. Do I do it this turn? So that... Yeah, so right now Fleming is pointless. He doesn't gain me any culture, and I lose Darwin's benefit. So I'll just hold on to him until I get the movies. Oh, I'm at 16. Damn it. I thought I was at 17 for some reason. Science. So I can't get democracy. On the plus side, what that means I can do, and I think will... play Fleming this turn, start getting 16 instead. Cool. I think what I actually take here is reserves, because now this 16 is my problem if I don't draw any plunders. I have no rocks. This was the iron served me for a while, but now I'm definitely relying on some aggression. But I mean, now I'm also just like fucking crushing it in the culture department, right? So, yep, I just need to draw plunders or wars of culture now, and then I'm like super set. Yay! Oh yeah, Manhattan Project is funny. Just tiny bit of culture, not much from your science, but some people it can be a lot. Usually it's not huge, but then it's 13 strength because it's the atomic bomb. So that would be worrying, but Watt never got the... Oh, that's nice. I had neutral, even though he would like exceed me once he gets his production, because it happened on his term. I can use the Iconoclasm deny on my civil. That's probably not worth... I mean, assuming he doesn't replace Watt this turn. Oh, he is going in on Manhattan. I was about to say he's kind of hard up, but he had that engineering genius, so he made it work. So now he's a lot less easy to bully. think what I do is I mean, the thing is, right now her tactic is literally fucking Legion, and she's not getting anything from the... She has no theaters. So I think I just Culture War, do the cavalry upgrade. Do I still do the Culture War to green, actually? Because I'll get more from yellow, but green is just so much more ahead, and is, like, rebounding pretty well for, like, this being the last... Like, he's got 14 plus 11, and he can get one more worker ever in his life, which is pretty funny. The problem is he has Patriot... So he can get Modern Infantry and Patriotism it. So that will be 10... 7, 2. Yeah, so he can get stronger, right? He can get stronger to the tune of 8. More strength. And he almost certainly... Pretend he's a 28. I go up by 1, 2, 3, and then 5 is 8 more. So I'm 34 to his 28. So it's likely I'll be able to win a little. I don't normally like going for Culture Wars, and I know it's only going to be a little. But I think it's probably the play. Because he can either take Military Theory or Modern Infantry, but he can't afford both this turn. So there's just no realistic way he gets any stronger than 8, and I know I'll be stronger than that level. So I'll still take something from him, and he's my main competition. So since I'm not doing... I guess I should just look at what impacts he has then. So industry, science, and wonders, all excellent for me. What was I going to say? Yeah, I think it's just got to be the Culture War here. Sorry, democracy. 34. 34 and I'm broke, and I think I might... Oh wait, why don't I just hate draft this Modern Infantry? That seems smart. The oil would be kind of nice. But at this point, it's kind of like, do I even have the time to, like, wait on to, like, get oil? I don't think I do. I guess I need to grab reserves to make sure I can actually finish the Empire State. I think this is my play, honestly. Air Forces would let me win the hell out of a next war. But it is kind of situational. But I guess, actually, like, what else from this am I going to take? You know what I mean? No point. I don't need tanks. I don't really need Rev Idea. I can get Democracy next turn. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I'm one short. So maybe it is, like, me taking Rev Idea. Reserves for the Wonder, Rev Idea for Democracy. Air Force... Oh, yeah, duh, I'm stupid. The Air Force Stream is nice, but I'm not drawing anything this turn, so I know I'm not going to get a Plunder to work with or a Culture War. So I just need the fact that this is 6 plus 8, and then it gets me close enough that I just need one more. So I actually kind of get super punished if this is, like, if my next turn... Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps. It compresses down. There'll be 8 left in the deck. These guys both have a decent count of civils. No, it's probably going to be me and not green that ends the game, though. Marlene's not going to go through, like, 6 cards. So probably I'll get 2 turns. And then this double reserves will still be enough to get Empire over the finish. And next turn I need to have some draw to actually get an impact, right? I do need to hope somebody flips this Iconoclasm before it kills Fleming. That punishes me so much more than the other 2 people. But yeah. And this is fine. My corruption is all food. I don't give a shit. Let's drop a peace treaty. No, I'm going to drop... I'm never taking cannons. And there's a lot of this shit I'm never going to use, so it almost doesn't matter, but... Okay. Please play an event. Nope. Really hope green plays an event. Otherwise, I hope nobody plays an event. Okay. Event. Event. Yes! Fuck you. You last Watt, and I did not lose. Yeah, I like to do this because obviously a normal player is going to shuffle the order of stuff in their hand. You know what I mean? So it's not like I like deserve to know anything about their ordering. Like I don't know which impact they played. I just know what they had. Okay. So green's hand had 10 worth of defense. So there's probably no point in trying to infiltrate as much as I would like to kill this guy. Although he's not getting arenas, doesn't even really help him. But he could grab professional sports in his last turn and get culture from it, which is kind of annoying. But I know I can't possibly win the aggression, so I think I'm going to just get the culture for killing Marlene. Because, yeah, that's 10, and it's not nearly enough. So, culture. Chivo. Idea democracy. Up to 20 a turn. So nothing here gives me rocks for the United Nations. But now I'll have 12. 35 is 20. So I'll be able to afford it by building basically nothing this round. Which is the funniest there. I just need to jam this food button. Because I can't be corrupt now. That would be a huge... Even though I'm not doing anything with these workers like ever. And then what do I take? I guess I'll just take like this to like get more... Like upgrade these in the final turn. You know, just for whatever endgame points it gives me. I could take air forces on the slight chance someone declares a war on me, but yellow's not going to do that, so there's no point. So air forces, I don't have a war now. I'm just hoping to draw a good impact. And I mean, to be clear, I'm sitting here like oh, I'm so sure. Like I'm going to win, almost certainly. I'm just playing to my outs till the very end. But this is like a super done and dusted kind of game. I have the masonry, so I can already build this in one action. So what actually helps me? I could get... I guess I'm going to hate draft the pro sports, right? I mean, it sucks I won't be able to actually build it myself because I can't take it and the urban growth. But I feel like decreasing this delta is just the best thing I can do in my life. No, I don't really care. Wait, I took his masonry. He can't afford pro sports. What am I doing? Because it doesn't cost 6 for him, it only costs 6 for me. Yeah, no. So I guess I'm just going to take like urban growth and efficient upgrades, just like do this or like build a cheap thing and bring it up. Just get whatever dumb value I can out of stuff. And then I'll just randomly research this infantry just for any like level 3 technology one. Alright, good impact, good impact. I can't double seed it, but at least for once. Okay. So I'll probably intervene and then I'll just use variety, assuming it's good for me. Oh, that sucks. I don't gain anything. It's only 2, though. Like, arms industry has such an interesting design, but, like, 2 rocks for an era 2 is just not a big deal. You know what I mean? I think it should be 3. Okay. Last turn. So now he's on the Olympics as his action, so I can't do an aggression really, because I will lose culture for doing it. Look at his hand. So the thing is I can win an aggression, but like, I'll take 7 from my rival, but then I will lose 8. So it'll just, yeah. It's deliberately designed to punish that. And I guess I knew we had that, so I could have thought, but it's fine. So variety. Well, so now the weird thing is, I might just give up and just take this for the 16. Because here's the thing, right? I can use this to, like, score variety for free. But since this is the last turn, since I, like, didn't have the rocks to do this the turn before, nor did I have the impact, right? The thing about not actually getting able to play the impact of variety is that you get 3 for seeding an event in the deck. Plus, I'm the strongest player, and an era 2 is going to happen. So it seems better to play this and get nothing from Empire than to do this and then eventually like time walk my politics phase. I could get a peace treaty for 1. I'd rather get 3 and flip an event while I'm the strongest player. So we're just going to play it and just not get any. Just play this for 16. Don't need any of this, methinks. And I think I want to... Well, I guess... Yeah, no, if anyone leave... Oh, no, this guy. So let's do this because I know I'm the strongest when I do this because green can't get stronger. So just to get... I don't know what I'll do with this stuff, but... You know, it doesn't cost me anything, hardly. And now I've got science to maybe research another thing and get the impact of tech. So let's... There's nothing that's going to take this over 16 this turn, right? I can't get another blue because I have all of them. I don't want to get a temple. And, oh yeah, and this is my 4th wonder, so I'd have 16 anyway from that. Yeah, so let's just get Empire State done right away because it always happens. Okay. So now what do I do with the rest of this stuff? I have an urban growth, efficient upgrade, and a reserves. Can I, if I reserves, get... Sure. May as well in case there's impact of happiness, right? It could happen. Then get this for impact of tech. And then I can efficient upgrade. So my science... I am not the top science guy. Actually, now that I look at it, I'm not the top science guy. I feel like, why play around a hypothetical impact of happiness when I could just get a second library after I reserves. Oh, I literally don't have enough to get it. Huh. That's why I don't. Well, though, I can do this, though, right? I can urban growth in age 2 lab. And then I can upgrade 1, and now she's worked out. Because I know he had an impact of science, right? I can't do anything about my industry. I've kind of already accepted I'm the worst at that, so whatever. Oh, crap. Let me go way back, because, yeah. I don't know if I'm taking this pro sports now. But let's... Reserves for rocks. Let's urban growth a tier 2 lab. Or no, it's actually the most efficient if I urban growth in age 1 and then upgrade it. Oh, wait. How much is an age A? That's 3. This is the 4. So I miss 1 if I don't do it, but then then I'm going to miss 1 from the upgrade. So I miss either way, don't I? I think this is actually still better, though, to just get the... I can get a totally free one if I go like this. Or no. Shit. What am I doing? Well, urban growth, a new age A lab. And then upgrade it to age 2. Yeah, now I still have 4. Which I can use here. And then I can do this in case it's impact of ag. And I can research modern infantry for tech. So I guess the question is, do I think it's more likely there's an impact of agriculture, or do I want to get another tier 3 technology? I think the answer is that since I don't know, this upgrade only gets me 1 more victory point, whereas if it is impact of tech, it's 4 for every tech, right? So let's do that, and then what? Is there anything I want to hate draft from yellow? Actually, yes, I really do want to hate draft agriculture, so sure. Good to me. All right, friends. Let's see how it went for my cool bear-astronaut. Nice, and I'm still the strongest. Okay. Although probably impact of strength wasn't seeded because only I would have seeded it, right? I was the strongest for so long. Wow, y'all really weren't on that wonder train, huh? But it's the new leaders and wonders. My balance is bad because my rocks... Or no. Because I had 6, so what was it? I guess food was my lowest, huh? So that's the thing. Food, like, upgrading egg would have helped because there's balance and egg for it, overtaking the tech, but whatever. I guess I could have also considered building... I would get 3 VP from building a temple because I knew variety was in, and then it's also, like, 1 culture from the temple. So maybe I should have thought about temple, but I also won by enough of a margin that who cares, so... Hopefully I remembered to click on most of the stuff. I did also just kind of get in the think tank and not read stuff I already knew about. But you at least got to see a lot of the new stuff. It's cool. Get this expansion. And I will be back with you when I understand the random mix mode. So take care. See you soon.